morning. It's Tuesday. And so I thought on Tuesdays I would give y'all a little bit of insight as to how I take care of keeping up with my characters and developing my characters, which is real important to keep people involved. If they don't like your characters and how you present them, then it will throw them out of the story. So you have to keep all this in mind when you're putting your characters together, is that you want them to like your characters, especially your hero and your heroine. Even if your hero or your heroine, either one, is scandalous or if he's a rake, you still want him to have some redeeming qualities. So you have to make sure that there's something that you keep and bear in mind to make them likable, and the heroine as well. So now I do sketches myself, and kind of my idea, I take it out of my head. And for my first book, Olivia and Jack, I start out with them as children, or as 10-year-olds, 13-year-olds, and so I drew a picture of Olivia when she was younger, and then as she matured, I drew a picture of her as a young lady. And so I kept these, and then this one is book 2. This is Leslie. And so I keep them by. I refer back to them. I glance over at them while I'm typing, while I'm writing the story. And as far as the guys are concerned, my heroes, I can usually pull from characters. I'm a big Jane Austen fan, so I usually have one of the Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility movies where I'm really drawn to one of the characters. And of course we're all drawn, most of us are anyway, to Mr. Darcy. And even though he's not nobility, he's upper gentry, but he's not of the nobility, his character, his portrayal of Mr. Darcy has always reminded me of what my idea of what a duke would be like, the persona that he displays. And so, and they're real easy to come by. I can get pictures of him, and he is characteristic of my James Sheffield. And James is in all 4 of the books. The 4th book, the final book, is about him. And so he's as far as his character, his looks, that thing, one thing and another, is Colin Firth. He epitomizes what a duke would be, what James would be. And then of course we have pictures of the military guys, and this one's particularly from Vanity Fair. And then of course you have to keep their dress in mind. So I usually have pictures around of how they dressed in those days, with their top coats, their breeches, their top boots, their waistcoats, their cravats. And it keeps you kind of, in the story. And so there's always plenty of pictures around to keep your head in the game, which is important. But you've got to also maintain, if you make them blonde in book 1, they've got to be blonde in book 2 and book 3 and book 4 for a series. It's real important. Not only do they have to maintain their eye color and their hair color throughout, they've also got to keep their build, whether they're a Corinthian, whether they're a non-imperial, whether they are a dandy. You've got to keep those characteristics going. And so I keep them on index cards. And so that's kind of how I keep up with those characters. And so I thought that might be a little bit interesting for you. And you also have to make sure that all the terminology is correct, which you've got to keep up with all of that. And I thought you might like a little insight of what is involved in developing a character. That was one of the things that I do as well. I've never heard anybody doing this before, but I'm a big fan of Linda Goodman, and they have specific characteristics. So not only do I keep their birth dates, but I also get an idea of what their character is like from her as well. And that's how I build my characters in my different novels. And I thought that might be of interest to you. So enjoy your Tuesday. Bye.